My family mocked me for refusing Grandpa's inheritance, until they discovered the reason and fell silent. When I showed them the secret safe he taught me how to open in the basement, with $500 in cash, and a letter explaining that the official will was a prank. He had realized that my uncles Robert and James only visited when they needed money, so he left them the rare coin collection that was actually worthless replicas, while he told me to politely refuse and wait 30 days. On the 31st day, following his instructions, I went to the bank where he had added me as beneficiary of all the real accounts a year earlier, totaling $3 million that my greedy uncles didn't even know existed. The best part was seeing their faces when the appraiser confirmed that the coins they fought over for 3 weeks were worth $50 at most. The conference room at Patterson & Associates law firm smelled like leather chairs and desperation. Uncle Robert kept clearing his throat while Uncle James drummed his fingers on the mahogany table. They sat across from me, their wives flanking them like vultures waiting for roadkill. Attorney Patricia Patterson adjusted her reading glasses and opened the sealed envelope containing my grandfather's will. My phone buzzed. A text from my boyfriend Marcus. "You okay? Call me after." I silenced it and slipped it into my purse. Whatever happened in the next hour would change everything, but not in the way my uncles expected. Grandpa William had died 3 weeks ago at 87. He raised me after my parents died in a car accident when I was 9. While my uncles visited maybe twice a year, always with some financial sob story, I spent every Sunday afternoon with him playing chess and listening to his stories about building his accounting firm from nothing. Patricia cleared her throat. "Let's begin. I, William Arthur Morrison, being of sound mind and body, do hereby declare this my last will and testament." She paused, glancing at me with an expression I couldn't read. "To my grandsons, Robert Morrison and James Morrison, I leave my complete coin collection, housed in the oak display cases in my study. These coins represent decades of careful acquisition and should be appraised by a certified numismatist before any decisions are made regarding their disposal." Robert actually smiled. James elbowed his wife. They knew about those coins. Grandpa had shown them off during their last visit 8 months ago, casually mentioning they might be worth quite a bit. I'd been there that day, watching my uncle's eyes light up with dollar signs. Patricia continued. "To my beloved granddaughter Emma Morrison, I leave my 1967 Chevrolet Impala, currently in storage at Anderson's garage on Route 9, and my collection of first edition mystery novels, currently housed in the basement library." The silence that followed felt like a slap. Uncle Robert leaned forward. "That's it? A old car and some dusty books?" "There are additional provisions," Patricia said smoothly. "Mr. Morrison established a trust fund of $50,000 for Emma's future education or business endeavors, to be released when she turns 30. I was 28. 2 years of waiting for money I wouldn't need." Robert's wife Diane actually laughed. "Well, I suppose that's fair. Emma did spend more time with him, but Robert and James are his sons. The coin collection alone must be worth hundreds of thousands." I said nothing. Grandpa had taught me the value of silence. "Is that everything?" James asked, already standing. "We should get those coins appraised immediately. Split them 50-50, Robert?" Patricia closed the folder. "That concludes the reading of the will. I do need to mention that, per Mr. Morrison's instructions, Emma has 30 days from today to formally accept or decline her inheritance. The trust fund requires written acceptance." Everyone stared at me. "I decline," I said clearly. "I don't want the car or the books or the trust fund. Give it all to charity." The room erupted. Robert's face turned purple. "You're refusing $50,000? Have you lost your mind?" "Emma, honey," Diane said in that fake sweet voice, "you should really think about this. Your grandfather wanted you to have those things." I stood, gathering my purse. "I've thought about it plenty. I don't want any part of his estate. Donate it to the library or something. I have to get back to work." Patricia nodded slowly, making a note. "I'll draw up the paperwork. You have 29 days to change your mind if you wish." Outside, the October air bit through my jacket. I sat in my Honda Civic and finally let myself smile. Phase 1 complete. My phone rang. Uncle James. I let it go to voicemail. Then Uncle Robert called. Voicemail. Then Diane. By the time I pulled into the parking lot of Richardson Elementary, where I taught 3rd grade, I had 7 missed calls and 12 text messages, all variations of "What were you thinking?" and "We need to talk about this." I texted Marcus. It worked. They bought it completely. "Dinner tonight?" His response was immediate. "Your place. I'll bring wine. Proud of you." Marcus knew everything. He'd been there 5 months ago when Grandpa called me to his house for what he said was an important conversation. That Sunday afternoon changed everything. The memory played in my head as I erased spelling words from the whiteboard. Grandpa had been sitting in his leather chair, the one that smelled like pipe tobacco even though he quit smoking 20 years ago. He'd poured us both whiskey, which was unusual for a Sunday afternoon. "Emma," he'd said, "I need to tell you something about your uncles." I'd known it was serious. Grandpa never badmouthed his sons, even when they deserved it.